Welcome, Guardians. This is Winshire from the YouTuber that brought you Hopscotch Pilgrim first and discovered this weapon and made the first video of it. Launched the craze. So many of you have got on board with this gun. I want to be the first also to discuss this weapon in the 2.0 patch that has launched and the meta, I love that word, the meta that has ensued post patch release. Now this weapon, I'm doing some slow motion clips right there to kind of show you what this weapon is doing. We have lots of gameplay with this weapon and some really good runs with it as well. So try to pay attention to how many 2 burst kills you see and how many 3 burst kills you see, because all of you probably have been surprised, as I was when the patch launched, that this weapon has seen some major changes. I would argue the biggest changes of any weapon out there, and it seemed like this weapon's caught the attention of Bungie. Prior to the patch, we all know that this was a 2 burst high stability, the highest stability pulse rifle in the game. Right there you can see the Headseeker proxing with 22 base damage or body damage with 35 proxing for a double Headseeker hit right there. I argue that Headseeker is much more viable now. I liked Headseeker before the patch. I argue it's even more viable after the patch. Now, a lot of you reactive reload guys will probably argue with me on that, and me and Ponestar were getting into it pretty good about that. He's a big reactive reload guy. I value reactive reload. I think it's a great perk. I just find it very situational and niche for any given range of circumstances. I love seeing high damage 2 burst kills just like anybody, but I think for the average run-of-the-gun player like me, and maybe a majority of players are out there, you want to have any kind of damage proxing any 100% of the time. Look at this clip right here. I mean, was that a 2 burst kill there at range? I think it was. At range, 2 bursted that guy with the Headseeker proxing like a madhouse, and then killing the shoulder charge guy at point blank. Now I apologize for the teabag. I've been receptive to your guys' feedback. That will be the only teabag you see in this full gameplay. I mean, he kind of deserved it, did he not? The shoulder charge scrub. You guys all know, and I know a lot of you guys out there hate the shoulder charge. The truth, this weapon's pretty monstrous. Still a great rocket launcher run right now. I mean, lots of changes in the 2.0 patch, reducing the proximity detonation and such, but no question, Truth is a good rocket launcher right now. I mean, Taken King launches tomorrow. I'm sure you guys are all excited about that, and of course our attention will be focusing and shifting to that, but don't go dismantling the Hopscotch just yet. I mean, granted, it saw a huge reduction in impact, essentially changing it to a 5-5 all-fate type of damage model, a 3 burst kill, and you know, I don't know why they did that, but of course they also increased the fire rate. So I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's a step back from where it was, but I'm finding myself doing noticeably good with this weapon still, because stability in general, if you didn't know, pulse rifles in general took a pretty big hit with stability. And even though this weapon still has max stability, I have braced frame on this weapon. If you're unfamiliar with my loadout on this weapon, I apologize for not showing you it. But it's Feeding Frenzy, braced frame, and Headseeker. And if you haven't seen any gameplay with this before, or you haven't seen my review, you can check out my review of it on my of the Hopscotch Pilgrim vanilla version. But yeah, for some reason they pretty much changed this to almost a Red Death type of gun, where it's got that higher fire rate, lower damage model. It's pretty much a 3 burst kill, but you can still 2 burst with this gun, as I demonstrated several times in this gameplay. Even at range, as I showed with that shoulder charge Titan coming at me, took out the guy at range with pretty much 2 bursts, and then, I mean, it surprises you. I haven't quite put my finger on where it hits or not. It depends on how much the Headseeker proxes, but I encourage you, while you got chance, if you still do by the time you see this video before Taken King launches, from what I understand, you will not be able to reforge your weapons anymore come Taken King, at least the weapons you have right now. So this is pretty much your last chance to get that Headseeker roll if you have reactive reload. I'm not saying changes, probably not worth the motes and the weapons parts and all that stuff, but I'm saying there's a good argument right now for Headseeker considering the stability nerf. And right here, here's proof that Blink is still overpowered. I mean, I totally outplayed this guy. Got out of his way of his Nova Bomb, come back in for the kill, got a range of my shotgun, and he blinks yet again. I thought they were going to nerf the frequency at which you could use Blink, And they apparently only nerfed it like 0.3 seconds. I mean, whoop-de-doo. I mean, compare the Titan's slow, cumbersome, launch of a jump. I argue it's still way too powerful. I'm still getting Blink shotgun like no tomorrow. A lot of the, quote, Blink experts are out there saying they're seeing a noticeable degradation in their performance. I'm not seeing that. I think they're just saying that so Bungie doesn't nerf it again, but I still think Blink needs to be nerfed. I mean, it's just way too powerful against the Titan class, but maybe some of the exotic guns that Titan will have will help change that armor that is. Look at that long-range shot with Hopscotch. Even though it takes more shots, even though my stability's been nerfed, I argue if you still have this weapon with a max stability build, it's going to be quite effective even at long range. So I'm going to give you some gameplay here in Memento map. This is probably one of my best scores ever in Crucible. It was up near 9,000, 45 kills, 45 bomb. Might be my highest score yet. So this surprised me because initially I was lighting up the forums and I saw some comments on True Vanguard's channel. He's a great channel. I really enjoy his content. Nice guy. But some people were asking him about the Hopscotch, and I was like, "That's useless," because they're asking him, and I was just responding in the feedback comments. That's a Hopscotch crap. It's nothing. Well, obviously it's not if I'm pulling off scores like this. I haven't quite used my 5.5 All Fate. I'm thinking a reforged 5.5 All Fate to have React to Reload, just so I have. There's no point having two guns with the same exact perks. I really feel like Hopscotch lost a lot of its valuation because if you have a 5.5 All Fate, it's essentially the same thing, same gun. You can reforge them with max stability. So I think a lot of you guys that really grinded for this gun and deserve this gun. I mean, some of you reported back to me you spent hundreds of strikes, and not to mention material parts and weapons parts and everything else trying to get this gun, and now it just feels not that spectacular in terms of its exclusivity. You felt like you had something here. You were special if you had this gun. And look at this poor guy two times in a row he gets put down me, even after the self-res. Some range shots here, Hopscotch. I mean, it's a great gun. I wouldn't dismantle it. I mean, you never know what Bungie's going to do with guns. And if you work that hard to get the gun, is it that much to ask to keep around the vault? I mean, look at these snipers. I got two guys sniping at me, pulled back, and I hate this map. I feel so confined. I can't, there's no, there's no exit points in the middle of that map except for, one position. But I go some pretty big tears here in this gameplay. Of course, using shotgun. I was trying to not use shotguns, but there's no question in this patch that they're still ridiculous. I mean, fusion rifles are good, but I've seen Pwnstar really give fusion rifles a hard time. Like, oh, they're overpowered. I'm like, no, they nerfed a charge rate by 40%. Accelerated coils, that is. So if you have accelerated coils, it's 40% less effective. It seems like it takes a long time, like the give and take equation, to spool up quite a bit. And I find that, more often than not, if a guy's just charging at you with a shotgun, by the time you're getting that fusion rifle spooled up, you're dead. Again, there's another Headseeker charge right there. I mean, the Headseeker right now, this seems to be buffed. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm seeing, look at that, triple precision, 32, 35, 35. I see that all the time now with this gun. So, I mean, it's just a few damage extra, but that's the difference between a 2-burst kill and a 3-burst kill. Keep that in mind. I mean, get in. This gun is still monstrous at these kind of range engagements, even at long range. I still see effective at short, medium, long. I think in this, I hate to say the word meta, that these pulse rifles are going to be the new Thorn last words that we saw, and overrunning the pre-2.0 patch genre. So watch out for pulse rifles in general right now. I really think you got to pay attention to what's coming out, and it was be interesting to see what Taken King has to offer. Now, there's a little peekaboo moment. I mean, this is some good gameplay here in this map. I kind of surprised myself with this loadout that I was really this effective, going kind of beast, carrying the team all over. I mean, I don't know what's going on with matchmaking lately, but every game I play, it's like I probably lose 80% of the time, it seems like, because I'm with these teams that just have no coordination, no cohesion. I just feel like I'm always out by myself taking objectives, and I don't know if you guys may experience that. I don't know if there's something that's changed in the matchmaking now to where I hear it's like skill-based matchmaking now, so I don't know. I don't think my skill is that good, but for some reason I always seem to be at the top of the board, and like nobody's even close to me, below me. Carrying the team quite a bit. So this is one of those games where we managed to pull through, get a clutch win. We were behind most of this gameplay, and at the very end I pretty much just secure the clutch win with the super at the end, even though it was kind of frustrating leading up to that. I was having a lot of deaths on my behalf. I was like, how do I go this good and then just go that bad? I had like 4 deaths in a row at the worst time. But this goes to show you got to push through and keep with it, and let your rage stay to minimum. Again here, the super for the Titan, I just can't wait to have this new Sunsinger class, because if I could activate my super right now, I would really feel like I'd be pretty effective, because I know where the team's spawning from. I want to get up here and get some hammers flying, but unfortunately with the Fist of Havoc, you know, as usual, if you're not pointed the right way, you're only going to get one kill. It's really frustrating. You know, right there I feel like I should have had the opportunity to, given where my gameplay was at that moment, to be a little more effective. Now right here, I want to give you a tip. Once you pick up heavy, particularly rockets, I would recommend, particularly at crucial close scores like this, to go on the offensive and go right into their spawn. Because more often than not, you know, their spawn, there's no heavy in their spawn, so if you can get over there, you can start catching them off guard and killing them while they're spawning in. And I was using some discretion here about that last rocket. I didn't want to really shoot this guy because I felt like my teammate had a beat on him. And I know, ask yourself in that situation, how many of you guys would fire that rocket right there? So holding off just kind of gave me a little more advantage there. Got one more kill, and a guy that had a tactical advantage of me in terms of elevation. So that's just kind of one moment I wanted to point out there again about sometimes using discretion about your rockets. I know it's really, it's tempting sometimes to fire them as quickly as possible, but pace yourself and, you know, give your teammates some credit. Sometimes they can pull off the kill and prevent you from wasting a rocket necessarily. So we got up here, spawns and flip. Again, I feel comfortable with Hopscotch. Even though it's changed so much, you gotta be willing to adapt to the gun and understand its limitations. And I feel like this gun is still quite effective at range. I feel like the biggest deterrent to right now is Mida multi-tool. I'm finding that gun to be very effective at stemming this gun in certain situations. Right there, there's my super fail. I was frustrated by that because I thought I had those two guys. So coming down here, the clutch moment at the end, the score, we just pulled out the lead right here, and I mean it's anybody's game at this moment. So I want to get up here in their spawn and use my super. Fortunately, catch, I don't know, one guy sleeping back here and pull off the win with the final 2 kills and finish off the Sunsinger as well. So great moment, just a lot of fun. Look at this score. I mean, monster score for me personally. I just typically don't pull off these kind of scores. So don't write off Hopscotch. I still think it's a great weapon. I would recommend against dismantling it. If you can, I'd refocus on Headseeker. I know there's a lot of reactive reload spam out there. I'd caution you about just buying into that blindly. Try it out for yourself. See what you think. I'm seeing a lot of proxies, multiple precision hit changes with Headseeker taking effect. Please like, subscribe, guys. I'll have more Destiny content to come. Appreciate your support. I will see you on the battlefield.